Welcome into Coach and Company, presented by Afterburn, in theaters September 19th.
Who needs to stay in bed? What are you talking about? We are live, although preempted on Stadium today because it is Labor Day. Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Coach and Company. We're live on our YouTube page and socials today. I encourage you to subscribe, share, and bring all your friends in. Now, a little bit of housekeeping before I bring the boys in today because, yes, I made a few get up on a Labor Day because this is day one of the NFL season. So we have a brand new schedule here at the brand. We'll be live here 10 a.m. Eastern every single morning. Then at 2 p.m. Eastern time, it is weekday wagers every single weekday. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Mondays, it'll be the Coach and Bro Show on our BTT YouTube channel. Then here's the big change. We start our evening programming tonight with the Monday grind every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And tonight it'll be TCU, Young Lettuce, King Peyton, whatever you want to call him, his school taking on Bill Belichick in North Carolina. We'll break that down tonight. Also look back at the weekend that was in college football. Then starting next Monday night, it'll be all things NFL and Monday Night Football. Then if you want to become a premium member, we're going to even have more content than that because every single time we jump on a live stream in the evenings, with the exception of Monday nights, it will be for premium members only. Live betting. It could be on the night of an NFL game. I could be working around my BetMGM stuff. All of it just for you. Scan that QR code and become a member right now. Get a little star next to your name in the chat because that's where the cool kids live. All right. I believe that is all that we have. As always, Coach and Company brought to you by the Four-Letter Word Club, the most exclusive club in all of golf, and, of course, presented by Afterburn in theaters on September 19th. So, even on a weekday, I got them banging down my door. My company's already here. They're locked and loaded. Day one of the NFL season. It's time to beat the books. Oh, and look who I've got today, this motley crew. Oh, the man can't ever stop because this weekend, Raphael, my numbers, let me give you a proper NFL Day One introduction. First and foremost, he's our numbers guy for a reason. Say good morning to Raphael Esparza. Good morning, Raphael.
NFL Day One should just be NFL Week One because the week starts today. I mean, yes, there's TCU going on today, but NFL all week long, starting Thursday, Friday, Sunday. I can't wait. It's going to be a great weekend.
That's kind of the whole point of me saying it was day one.
Was that
not clear? Was that not clear?
But, yeah.
Oh, now he's trying to ruin my flow. Oh, that sounds like a T-shirt. Merch coming very, very soon. By the way, Raphael, were you more busy with your Trump is alive odds, or is Taylor Swift still really friends with Patrick Mahomes' wife in Nashville hanging out for her 30th birthday? Which one had more odds, Raphael?
The internet and social media crushed me with Trump health rumors. We'll put it that way because a lot of money's coming in. Exit date. Oh, I hate social media right now.
But yet you love the attention. You love wearing your branded golf shirts here on the show from Doc Sports. Join today, I think. All right, up next, right next to Raphael. He is part of Sure Dog USA. If you haven't watched his incredible expose on me yet, what are you doing? It's out there live on his YouTube, on his socials, but he's here on Mondays. Mikey P, are you ready for the NFL?
I'm beyond ready. I'm so ready for the NFL that I'm going to Chapel Bill tonight. I cannot wait for this game. I cannot wait for the NFL season. Let's go.
You're going to tackle Bill tonight?
I might. Well, Chapel Bill, but I might tackle Bill.
God, I like that. It sounds like another merch item. By the way, Mikey is so fired up for this week, guys. I kid you not. This is on my kids. He literally threw Zeno off of Tuesdays so he could work Tuesdays. so he could talk about his beloved Chicago Bears tomorrow as part of our NFL breakdown. Can you believe, DG, that he would do that?
No. Anything that Mikey does, it's all believable because he's a nerd when it comes to the Bears.
Oh, let me see those hands. Those hands are not, all right, they're clean. No fingernail polish yet.
Yeah.
All right, next. He is live from Memphis, Tennessee, the host of Weekday Wagers. My man, DG, what's good?
Morning, Coach. Morning, guys. And speaking of Memphis, it's happy 901 day representing Memphis in all its glory. The area code is 901. So we all celebrate 901 day here in M-Town.
That is literally the dumbest thing that I have ever heard in my life. In my life. 901 day. Stupid. All right. Finally, this man is from just southeast of Memphis, Tennessee. Live from the dirty Big Chuck. What's good, man?
Morning, Coachman Company. Yeah, shout out to Mikey P. Nice sweatshirt. I'm seeing you representing the LSU. But for me, I feel like I went 15 rounds with VAR over the weekend. We get a little international break, so no soccer till Thursday, but we got plenty to fill in the blanks until then.
We got plenty of day baseball today. I swear to God, we had 4 bad beats in soccer that were so bad. One of them is causing the referee association to meet with one of the teams. That's how bad one decision was. And it was against us in a BTTS. It was brutal. But guess what, Chuck? We're alive. We're here today, and we're ready to have a great week of 5 banger days. Is everybody ready? All right. So one simple question to start the show. Oh, sorry, DG. Sorry, DG. The hand went up right next to you. Little slow to start the NFL. DG, do not look at me like that. I asked the question, and you were too slow. Do not get pissed at me. I don't make the game. What are you looking at? The Magic 8-ball? What does it say?
I asked if Mikey was a ding-dong, and it said absolutely yes.
All right, Mikey, regardless of whether or not you're a ding-dong, you're going first. Set the tone. Set the vibe. Best bets. Mikey P, go.
I am taking the North Carolina Tar Heels plus 3.5 at a -108. UNC 49-23 in regular season home openers, 3-0 lifetime against TCU in that very short series, but it is Chapel Bill. Bill Belichick is going to lead the Tar Heels to this upset. If you like the money line, take it, but I'm taking the plus 3.5. And then in that same game, Josh Hoover, the TCU quarterback, if you're losing, you're throwing. Give me over 290 passing yards at a -118. He threw for over this number in 6 games last season, so give me that at a -118.
Look at you. The only thing better would be if you were going to be on the Monday night show tonight. We're calling Monday Night Grind. Wait, are you going to be on that show every week?
Every single week.
Let's go. That's the kind of commitment that I'm talking about. Tonight is college, but next week we start with Monday Night Football. Let's go. Now, for some reason, our social media queen, guru, manager, whatever you want to call her in the chat, Kimberly, she agrees with DG. Apparently in Cincinnati, where she lives, they have 513 day. So they're dumb in Cincinnati too. All right, so Memphis and Cincinnati are dumb. All right, and you know I'll get quoted on some dirt sheet. Coach calls out people, and I got raked over the coals last night because I re-emphasized my Lyra Valkyrie stance. You see that, Raphael? Right? And somebody said, Coach, she was just on WWE Main Event last week. And I said, please stop making my point for me. You guys are embarrassing yourselves. Please stop making my point for me. All right, DG, riding on the coattails of your, should we call Mikey P your mentor? Would that be accurate?
No.
Oh, okay. No. Anyway, DG, best bets, go.
All right, let's ride to a little baseball first. We're going to go Spencer Strider. If you think of Spencer Strider, you're thinking of electric, like just him throwing the ball. It's amazing. Not so fast, my friend. He's going under the 5.5 strikeouts. It's at plus 116. The wind is blowing in Chicago. And so the players aren't going to be looking for the big swings. They're looking for contact. We're going to go under this. And he's been doing this in 4 of the last 5 games. He's not the same pitcher as he used to be. He's lost a velo. And so because of that, We're going to go under the 5.5 strikeouts at plus money. And then tonight, Chapel Beal? What is that? We're going TCU and UNC. First half under the 28.5. It's at minus 130. In these primetime games, these games have gone under big time. The 55.5 is the total in the game. I expect the second half to look better than the first. They're going to be kind of filling each other out a little bit there in Chapel Hill. So because of that, we're going first half under the 28.5.
I'm sorry. I was just 1 second. Very important. Mikey, you may have just changed the whole entire show. 1 second. Producer man, you need to check your phone right now. Oh, my mind's working. All right. Mikey P, great job. DG, solid. All right. Big Chuck. I know there's no soccer, and I think maybe our hearts needed a 4-day international break, but it's Labor Day. There are games that start at 1 p.m. Eastern time and go all throughout the day, all the way up to 8:30. Where are you headed today, sir?
No day soccer, but we do have day baseball. The first game on the card, we have Detroit and New York, and with 8 of the New York's last 11 games going over the total, and 13 of Detroit's past 18 cashing to the over. I think we see runs again in this one. I'm going to go ahead and back the over 8 in Motown today.
I'm just letting that resonate for a second. Over 8 in Motown. That sounds good from that southern drawl accent. No, over 8 in. Just trying to get the vibe going, boys. I'm just trying to get the vibe going. All right, Chuck, great job. Chuck will be in the chat for the Bees, and he'll be back for the Seas, Lions, and the Vikings. You guys know Chuck is an absolute cash register. Yes, producer man, I'm literally working during the show. You hear that ding? I'm the only one that can ding during the show. Mikey P, don't ding during the show. All right. Rafael, big boy, I saved you for last. Best bets, fired up, go.
I'm going to ding right now because I think this game is going to go to 4. So Mikey P, maybe wait for that one because one shop already moved it to 4 as you were speaking. But I'm going to take TCU first quarter under 12.5. 12.5, really? I can't believe this number is 12.5. Both games yesterday went under the first quarter total. North Carolina has like 70 new players. They don't even know their last names or their first names when you're playing next to each other. It's going to be a very dull first half. I say take the first quarter under at 12.5. Then baseball, give me the Reds first 5, -0.5, plus 105. We're just fading our boy Chris Bassett tonight. Let's listen to this stat. Chris Bassett is 0-9 in road games following a start that he's allowed 5 hits or more. The Blue Jays are averaging 6 runs per game in that stat. It's going to be a bloodbath for Chris Bassett today. Take the Reds first 5.
You kind of got me in my feels a little bit. Anybody else miss Seabass a little bit? I miss Seabass a little bit. I do. You know, duty calls, real life calls, no animosity. We miss our guy. He's still in the thread. He's still in there popping in. I know he misses being on the show, but got to pay for those little ones at home. All right. So I believe all 4 faces have gone on here. I feel like we're missing something. Oh, no. Old Marquee Model. Couldn't even take off Labor Day, could you? Even when your boy Zeno isn't here, you are. Good morning, Mark. Is there any stat perhaps over at JTS that could tickle somebody's fancy today that perhaps happened over the weekend?
Look, if you like underdogs, over week 0 and week 1, the model has identified 7 upsets, and the record in those 7 upsets, 6-1.
Wow. I did my research. That is 85% if you're a math major, correct?
Yes.
In the world of sports betting, that's really, really good, correct?
You're doing all right.
I know. That's why I ask. Now, I also saw on social media that we have hit a couple of our JTS plays of the day in a row. Is that correct?
Yeah, we hit Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Missed last night, but we're going to get back on track tonight. Going with LA Sparks, Azura Stevens to get 6 or more rebounds. Might as well call her Windex at this point because all she's doing is cleaning glass. She's gone over this line in 15 of her last 17 road games, and against Seattle, she's averaging almost 10 rebounds a game. We're going to pair that with Toronto Blue Jay Bo Bichette to get at least 1 hit today. He's gone over in 14 of his last 15 games, and on the road, 12 of his last 13 road games, he's gotten a hit safely. Put them both together, you get a plus 109, just as sports player of the day.
All right. And if you want to become a member, if you want all of the models, I use it every single day. There's the QR code. Download it, scan it, whatever you want to do with it. Then when you get in, use our code NFL100. You'll get the first month, the first 30 days for a single solitary dollar. And they are literally adding to the site, making it better, making it look better every single day. So get in on the ground floor. Get in on the ground floor. By the way, DG, guess who decided to show up on a Monday in the chat?
Who knew? Who knew? It was a math question that got him here.
I didn't even know that Soupy knew what Mondays were, let alone find the show on Monday. My goodness.
What's
Soupy
that
in the
picture?
house. What's that?
What's that picture of Soupy with the whole suit and... Never mind.
Oh, I can't wait to make the shirt ruining my flow. That's going to be our bestseller. It absolutely is. It's going to be our bestseller. All right, gentlemen, well done on the best bets. Mark, adequate on the JTS play of the day. All right, now we had week 1 in college football. And of the losers, all in week 1, Notre Dame, Alabama, Texas, Clemson, all lost in week 1. That's what we are here for. This is day 1. And to make Rafi happy, of week 1, all things, all football, all the time. It's time for a little weekend rewind. All right, it's time for Weekend Rewind College Edition. And look who we have. Raphael, Mikey P, DG, and Marky Model. All right, this is going to be all college football today, boys, because as Colin Cowherd once taught me, just play the hits, coach. Just play the hits. So let me look at my notes. I think probably the overriding theme of the weekend, gentlemen, was how good the quarterback play was, because it was dynamic across the board. So, Mikey P, I'm going to start with you. Where are you headed today, sir?
I'm headed into the transfer portal, but I'm not leaving Coaching Company because there were 5 quarterbacks who shined in college football this weekend. Carson Beck and Miami leading them to the upset over Notre Dame. Then you had Tommy Castellanos standing on what he said, defeating Alabama. You had Devin Dampier of Utah. Everyone say this kid looks like the next Kyler Murray. They blew out UCLA. And then John Mateer of Oklahoma, he sets a Oklahoma record for most passing yards in a Sooners debut. And then Joey Aguilar, remember the other guy involved in the Tennessee Nico drama? Yeah, he just went off in Tennessee's win over Syracuse. And then one more, look at Jackson Arnold and Auburn. Remember they were -1.5? Yeah, they blew out Baylor. So transfer portal quarterbacks set the stage in week 1 in college football.
Chad said the LSU quarterback was not half bad for the Tigers over Clemson. And by the way, how about Nico, the new quarterback at UCLA? How about his quote of the week? Hey, everything else is just right in front of us now. I said, but what about the 30-point blowout that just happened behind you? Did you not see that one coming? What a monumental disaster that whole situation is. And UCLA, embarrassing with a capital E. Now, you did say one name from Florida State who was dynamic. Florida State was not only the best team on the field against Alabama, they had the best player on said field. DG, where are you headed today?
You all know I love a petty machete, and that's what Thomas Castellanos had, because in the offseason, he made one simple quote, and he talked about Alabama and said, Nick can't save them. And you know what he did? He stood on business, and they ended up winning 31-17, and he played a good game going 9 of 14, 152 yards. He had 16 rushes with 78 rushing yards. I think the kid played well, but then you look at after the game, he didn't shy away from those words, Coach. Mm-hmm. He stood on business again and said Nick can't save them, and is now selling a shirt. And yes, if you're wondering if I was to buy a shirt like this, how much would it cost?
Huh.
I would believe it's $31.17
Stop it.
because Petty is my name.
This is like the perfect topic for you. You're
Yeah.
our petty guy. You handle our pettiness. 31-17. Oh my goodness. He's putting the price as the final score. That is next level pettiness. I think we need to follow his lead. That needs to be what Coach and Company at our core is truly all about. DG, thank you for handling that for us. 31-17. Wow, look at that. How good is Producer Man? If you'd like to buy a merch item, I can't even believe we put that up because we are starting our own new merch store. Why, Producer Man, why are we sending people elsewhere? We need them right here. What are we doing? All right, DG, well done. All right. I believe that you used Alabama in your analysis or in your take right there. And I believe, Marky Model, as I come over to you, Alabama and other schools showed the passion that is college football. Where are you headed today, sir?
Coach, college football is back, and as a fan, there is nothing like it elsewhere. Where else are you going to find a team like Alabama drop its opener and the fan base immediately starts calling for the head coach to be fired? I don't even think he made the flight back from Alabama from Florida. I think he had to walk. And where else can you find teams like Notre Dame, Texas, Clemson get stunned in week one, and suddenly the entire playoff picture feels like it's flipped upside down? That's the beauty of college football, the passion, the chaos, the fact that every Saturday feels like life or death for these programs. And honestly, if that doesn't get your heart racing, if that doesn't get you excited to wake up, throw on the jersey, scream at the TV all day long, do you even have a pulse? This is the best time of year, hands down.
Speaking of all day long, this show's only an hour, Mark. Damn! Well done, DG. Well done, Mikey. Mark. All right. Raphael, coming over to you. Because as I look down at my notes, I know that there was a big-time send-off, and sometimes things are just meant to happen. Raphael, where are you headed today, sir?
Yeah, I wasn't screaming at my TV. I was a little bit weepy at my TV. Watching Lee Corso go away as his last show. They made it sound like he was dying. Just say his retirement show. I actually felt really bad for him the whole show. But he goes a perfect 6-0 in his picks. And I'm a numbers guy. He had Ohio State minus 120. He had Tennessee plus 550. Florida State plus 350, LSU plus 185, Southern California minus 255, and Miami plus 130. $100 bettors. What did you get? You got $8,702 if you took Lee Corso's 6 plays. And all his teams that he coached also won that day. So hats off to Lee Corso.
What did I just say? Sometimes things are meant to happen. That's absolutely crazy that all of those things won on his last day. Now, McAfee tried to make it about him, but that is completely on brand. Because I left my mouse at a golf tournament yesterday, I would love to go back into the chat. Kimberly just wrote something that was pretty funny, that Kalen is deboring for Alabama, a $63 million buyout, which I was unaware of, but here's a stat. He has already lost 4 times to unranked teams. This is the start of year 2. Do you know how many times the last 16 seasons Nick Saban lost to an unranked team in Alabama? 16 seasons. He didn't even do it 4 times. And DeBoer's already done it 4 times in 14 games. That's how great Nick Saban was. All right. Where am I going today? That's the big question. Well, none of you guys have hit on the most famous name in all of the land that did not play well. But I'm not here to bash Archie Manning, 17 of 30, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. I'm here to bash the media. Shows like this that have made him the next coming. Now, does he look like his famous uncles in the way they run on? Yes, but he's a lot faster. Does he look like his uncles in the way they throws? Yes, but he's not as accurate. This kid needs time to develop. Everybody wondered, why is he not going one and done and going to the show? Well, you saw that on Saturday. He's not developed enough. He makes bad decisions, and he's just not the elite quarterback everybody thought he was going to be. Doesn't mean he can't get there, but he's not there right now. So he still has one more year after this one. He will stay in school because also he's making almost $7 million a year in NIL money. You saw the commercials during the game on Saturday. Raphael, he was the clear-cut favorite to win the Heisman before week 1. Where are we at right now?
Yeah, he was anywhere between 6 to plus 650 to win a Heisman before the game. Now it's anywhere between 14 to 18 to 1 to win a Heisman. So this is why I tell people don't bet the Heisman Trophy in the summer because you have no idea what game 1 could be like. So sorry, people who bet that Archie money.
Do you see a scenario, DG, that people say he plays lights out for the rest of the season? Can we forget how inept he looked against the number 3 ranked defending champions on Saturday when we get to December and the Heisman's there?
I think you can because he's going to have a lot of opportunity because he does play in the SEC against, some good defenses. And so you can look past an Ohio State defense that was, honestly nails the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
He will get better. It'll show its head. And then going towards the playoffs, if they get that far, I think he can really redeem himself.
And that's the thing is that now a 1 loss in week 1, Mikey P, is not the end of the world. However, you're still playing that SEC schedule. It doesn't help you. And then when people look back and say, oh, he lost at Ohio State, but how did they lose? How did they look? It could come down to that when you're talking about voters, because we could have 4 or 5 teams with similar resumes in big conferences, and they're going to go back to the biggest games.
They are going to go back to the biggest games, but I think that's the advantage for Arch Manning in Texas, right? Like you just said, Coach, they're in the SEC. So can you wipe away the memory of this week 1 game throughout the season? You're going to have some big games on the road. You're going to have some 300-yard passing games. You're going to have to look nearly flawless the rest of this season. But I think Arch Manning can do it. You know what? I think not enough credit is given to Matt Patricia, Ohio State. And I think we all saw the best player in college football in Caleb Downs this weekend.
Isn't it interesting, guys, how now because of how college football has shifted, NIL money, players getting paid, you're seeing all these former NFL coaches that are coming to the sidelines and seeing Matt Patricia with that pencil in his ear. And it looks like I'm watching the Patriots all over again. All right. These are the kind of things we're talking about tonight on the Monday Night Grind at 7 p.m. Eastern time right here on our Coaching Company YouTube channel leading up to TCU and North Carolina. All right, gentlemen. Well done on Weekend Rewind. Still to come on the other side. We have 8 teams left before we get to Thursday night. The last 2, of course, will be the Eagles and the Cowboys as they get set for Thursday night football to open the season on Thursday night. But as always, we can't thank the good people enough as Coaching Company presented, as always, in theaters September 19th, Afterburn.
Too easy.
Hello, mate.
Wait a minute. You guys aren't real cops, are you? Oh, damn. When the solar flare hit, we lost our humanity. You saw what people did to the world burn. The monsters they became. If we're to rebuild, we have to hold on to every masterpiece of human achievement. Jake, you have a gift for acquiring treasures.
And what would I be hunting down this time?
Mona.
The Mona Lisa?
In all her motherfucking glory.
Guessing you're my contact. We're headed to the worst place on the planet. There's nothing there but disease and warlords. Yeah, this is definitely a bad idea.
The world is a gladiatorial arena. A worthy opponent is hard to find.
I could have taken that guy.
You're welcome.
We just flew into a war zone. Jumped out of a plane for the first time. Got attacked by a tank. And all this for a painting? I don't get it. What's going on that everybody's willing to die for it?
We want our world back, Jake, from these agents of chaos.
We got work to do. I love this song. They're all over us. How many tanks does this guy have? Oh, shit. Motherfucking go get the motherfucking Mona Lisa and all its motherfucking glory. Fuck you! How many tanks does this guy have?
Welcome back to Coach and Company, presented by Afterburn, in theaters, September 19th.
I still have a hard time playing the 6 degrees of separation game that man right there knocked me out in Steubenville, Ohio years ago, and now he's in movies with Samuel L. Jackson. Same. Coach Samuel L. No, it's not even close to the same. Congratulations to my man Dave Bautista, going from wrestler to the best actor in Hollywood, according to the Hollywood Reporter. And thank you to Afterburn for coming on board for these 30 days in theater September 19th. By the way, we are now on the other side of the bottom of the hour. We have, just in time, thanks to all of you, got to a point on our Coaching Company YouTube page that we can now add more content. And we're going to do a lot of that in the evenings. We're going to have emergency shows. We don't have a schedule. The only scheduled show will be on Monday nights. And then if you're a premium member and you turn on your notifications, well, if we start a show, ding, you can come and join us, whether it's a Sunday night, maybe have, who knows, DG and the guys there. That is still to be discussed. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it doesn't matter. But if you're a premium member, you don't even have to worry about it. All right, Raphael, I need to see your face because we have 8 teams left in our countdown to the NFL season. Today, we go to the NFC North. It is the Lions and the Vikings, 2 playoff teams from a year ago. Anything numbers-wise we need to keep our eyes on?
Yeah, ever since Green Bay has their new guy, Parsons, everyone's betting the Packers, so you can get great value for the whole division, including the Detroit Lions. They were plus 1,200, no, right now they're 12-1 to win the Super Bowl. They were 10-1 before the trade happened. So much money came in the Packers, they had to boost up the Lions to try to balance that money. Same thing on the NFC. They were plus, right now they're plus 650. They were plus 550 before the trade. So Lions, Vikings, and Bears. If you like them, bet their futures and total season wins because you're getting good value because what the Packers did.
Wow, so much movement. Do you normally, I guess we don't normally see a really high-level defensive player moved the week of the start of the season, but have you ever seen this before?
No, but you have to look at who he traded to. They went to the Packers, the number 1 bet team year after year. They're like the Yankees of baseball. The Yankees are the most bet team in baseball. The Packers are the most bet team in the NFL. If he went to the Jaguars or the Titans, it would have done nothing. It's just because he went to the Packers.
Fascinating. It really, really is. And by the way, for those of you who are new today, Raphael, throughout the entire NFL season, he has all the numbers covered for us. Anything that moves, anything that pops up, Raphael, that is his job, and he handles it very, very well. Raphael, thank you very much. All right, down to 8 teams today. We're going with 2 playoff teams from a year ago. Dan Campbell, it's time to be a head coach. Minnesota, time to start a season without Sam Darnold under center. It's time to bet the futures. All righty, I'm looking at a schedule, DG, and we're starting with the Vikings, and they have, we'll go Vikings. All right, they're going without Sam Darnold. They made the decision, despite a, 13-4, whatever it was regular season, when he fumbled the bag at the end. He had a great regular season. then doesn't play well, made the decision for the Vikings a little bit easier to let him go and have J.J. McCarthy, who was out his entire rookie season with an injury, be the new starter. There is the number 9.5. Your thoughts on the Minnesota Vikings?
I like Minnesota. I don't love J.J. McCarthy. He didn't show much for me there in Michigan, but I believe that if you looked at Sam Darnold and how he played, he was not great, and he's not going to be great for the future. I think he was good enough, and he kind of played to his strengths because of the strength of this Minnesota team is their defense. Because of that, I still like them to get 10 wins. They could go 10-7 and really have a successful season.
And Mikey, we know that Addison, he has off the field issues. It seems like at the start of every year, he's going to miss some time. They did draft in that direction on offense. Justin Jefferson, you hope with his wisdom and being an OG now that he'll be patient with his new quarterback. We'll see. But Minnesota also has their bye week in week number 6, which I never like a bye week before 8 or 9. Your thoughts on the Vikings?
Yeah, I think this season total comes down to how much faith do you have in Kevin O'Connell, their head coach, right? Because we saw him, we know he's the quarterback whisperer, but for my money, he's not Sean McVay. So I'm taking the under 9.5 because JJ McCarthy is a downgrade. And if you're looking at what the Vikings did last year, surprised everyone. I think JJ McCarthy sets this franchise back a little bit. Jordan Addison's going to miss 3 games. Justin Jefferson has a hamstring injury. Everyone goes, well, they traded for Adam Thielen. He's back. Yeah, the only people more happy than the Vikings, front office is his kids. I don't think he changes this offense. They have a very good defense, but Kevin O'Connell, this season falls on him. How good of a coach is he? We'll see this year. I like the under here.
I saw a number that Adam Thielen gave up millions and millions of dollars to go back to this specific team, which shows you how much he loves and loved his time in Minnesota. Big Chuck, coming over to you. I never liked the bye week this early, but when you look at the Minnesota Vikings schedule, they only play one division game before their bye week, and they have 3 straight games. Very unusual. 3 straight games in week 3, 4, and 5 against the AFC North, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. So their tone is going to be set not by the NFC North, but by the AFC North.
I'm with Mikey on this one. I'm on the under, and I would maybe even look at some alternate unders. They get a brutal schedule. Plus, JJ's the big unknown. I'm still convinced they're not going to finish the season with him. Maybe a second or third stringer. The other JJ is gimpy with a hamstring, so we don't know. That could always linger. Once you get those in camps, they kind of linger throughout the season. But that schedule, I'm just looking on there that sticks out. I think possibly the Bears, Browns, Giants, but even looking at that, they get the run of the Chargers, Lions, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Commanders, all in the middle of that schedule. It's going to be brutal. And with the big unknown, yeah, I'm all over the under. I would even look at alternates for the under for these Vikings team.
It's a really bad spot to be in when you have a really good team and then you play a good schedule based off of where you finish, but you're not as good as where you were. It's an awful spot to be in the NFL. All right, so quickly, yes or no, DG, are the Vikings a playoff team?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. I think that they can be better than Green Bay and kind of hold that 2 spot.
Okay. Mikey, you agree?
No, and DG, going on that limb, it's going to break. So be careful on your fall down. I mean, no, they are not making the playoffs.
Chuck, I think I know your answer if you're going under 9.5.
Yeah, minus 105. That looks good to me.
All right, let's flip it over to the Lions. And the Lions are a team that is very interesting. And this is where being a really good team and having your window, this is what we're talking about right here. The number 10.5, that's a number for a better than average team. And DJ, I'm going to start with you. However, because of their head coach, the Fighting Dan Campbells have been known for their pregame, have been known for their rah-rah. Love to play for this guy, but what about the X's and the O's? The man will go for it from anywhere. Normally, as a fan, you like that until it hurts your team, and it's hurt his team a lot. This is a fascinating one. Your thoughts on the Lions?
Detroit went 15-2 last year. I think when you get down to the head coach, it means more in the playoffs. And if you're talking about them kind of going for a championship, maybe I would go ahead and kind of dampen those expectations. But 11 wins for this Detroit team, who is still loaded. They're still good. I don't care if they lost their OC and their DC. I still think that this team on the field will be good enough to get 11 wins.
And here's the difference between being a first place team, guys like the Lions are, and even a second place team like the Vikings. Here's the start of the season, Mikey, for the Lions. Their bye week is not until week number 8. I'm okay with that. But they start against a playoff team in Green Bay at Green Bay, and then they're home to, well, it's kind of like a bye week. It's the Bears. And then you go to the Ravens. Then you have Cleveland. Then you go to Cincinnati, to Kansas City, and home to Tampa. That is a murderer's row. So we're going to know by week 8, are they for real, or is this going to be a disappointing season in Detroit?
Interesting comment there about week 2 against the Chicago Bears, coach, but I digress. I'm going to take them at the under 135, but only because I'm going to take them at 10 wins. I don't think they're a bad team. I think the NFC North has gotten that much better. Ben Johnson, head coach of the Bears, former offensive coordinator, called the NFC North the black and blue division, and I think these teams will beat up on each other. And DG, not to continue to disagree with you, but when you do lose your OC and your DC, you're going to take a hit on your coaching staff. And this isn't Madden football. Dan Campbell's going to cost his team some games this year.
Whoa. Madden football taking strays today on the show. I won't have it. 7 years, this glorious voice, these docile tones grace the game of Madden until this year when the NFL Network bumped me out of my spot. Should I be upset, Mikey P, at that, or the fact that you just gave a stray to the game that I called home for 7 years? Which one?
I'm just saying Dan Campbell can't play real football like it's a video game. I wasn't throwing strays at Madden. I was throwing strays at Dan Campbell.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, Big Chuck, after that little awkward repartee. 10.5's the number. Your thoughts, sir?
Under, yeah. This is my regression team in the NFC North. I just think that it's Campbell has run its course. I could see them even maybe having a 9-8 season, even 8 wins. I'm all over the under, alternate unders. Even their hard games, they're all on the road. They go to the Bengals on the road, Commanders on the road, Eagles on the road, Rams on the road. So all their most challenging games are on the road. So they're not even getting those at home. So yeah, under.
Whoa. I'm ruining your flow right now. You just named 4 teams, 4 teams, and you didn't name the Chiefs in week 6?
You covered them already.
Fair. That's very, very fair. All right. My apologies, Big Chuck. My apologies. So are the Lions a playoff? Very fair. DG, go.
I think they are a playoff team. They do play an NFL record, who is also tied with the Eagles, 11 playoff teams from 2024. So it is going to be a tough schedule. That minus 185 is gross. And so I don't love that, but I do believe that they make the playoffs this season.
All right. Mikey P, playoff team?
Yeah, I'm with DJ. I don't like that number, but I do think the Lions absolutely do make the playoffs.
Okay. Big Chuck, are you going 0 for 2 this morning against these boys?
I'll ride with the plus money, because I think they could actually start 0-3. Then you could come back with the Raffy middle sandwich and see if you could try to middle that.
As long as we have 3 yards, we can middle anything, right, boys? As long as we have 3 yards. Right. Oh, my goodness. Mark from JTS says the model has Detroit projected to 11 wins with 15 games above 55% win probability, highest in the league this season. I cannot believe we're giving away that kind of information for free here on the show, and for $1 for your first 30 days. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I know what we're doing. Building a brand with multiple brands. Feel great this morning. Gentlemen, well done on these 2 teams. Now, we have one more thing that I want to get to before we get to our lock it in, as we are preempted today on the Stadium Network. Now, we talked, guys, about college football over the weekend. I want to know from each one of you, as we kind of give a little tease as to what Monday Night Grind is going to look like tonight. We're going to recap the weekend that was in college football, in addition to best bets, props for TCU and North Carolina, 7 p.m. Eastern time. DG, of all of the big games we have over the weekend and all of the big name teams that lost in week number 1, which one, in your opinion, was the worst performance of those big teams?
I kind of got to stick with Alabama, and it's not because the team isn't that good. I think that they'll have an okay season, and I don't want to take anything away from FSU because Mike Norvell, who I love as a coach, has got that team back to where they should be now that Ukulele is not there anymore to be the quarterback. But I think that Bama is. I think they're kind of going to be struggling, and I don't think that in an NIL world, I think you can't rely on that Bama name much longer. And I think that's what they're still trying to do.
They really, really are. I cannot even imagine. I don't care how much money I make. I would not want to be in that pressure cooker starting 0-1 after a season they had last year. I would not want to be Kalen DeBoer. I'd like the money, but not living there. It's like an oven down there in Tuscaloosa, Big Chuck. Let me come over to you because you live in that part of the world. LSU is your jam. They had a huge win at Clemson that I think is going to take them a gigantic step forward. But in your opinion, Chuck, who had the worst performance of the big teams?
I'm going to go straight to that game since I didn't watch the Alabama game, so I can't really speak on that one other than some highlights. So Clemson, the way they looked in the first half versus the second half, and the adjustments that were made against them, and they were unable to overcome those. Yeah, it would have to be Clemson for me, the way they came out. And kudos to my Tigers. I've never been so happy to be wrong. I was going against them, and shame on me.
Well, they've got some athletes. They always do. But these athletes actually have some heart. And we got to do over-unders, Raphael, and how many times they show Brian. What's the head coach for LSU again? Brian
Kelly.
Brian Kelly. Good Lord, I can't remember his last name. They must have showed him 1,000 times. It's almost like they had a cutaway producer. All right, go to producer 3, cutaway, Brian Kelly. It was absurd. Raphael, who had the worst for you this weekend?
I'm piggybacking Clemson because they could still lose more games in the ACC. The ACC had a really good weekend. And I'm Clemson. Get to the program. Get some NIL people. Get some transfer portal people. It shows every game you play a top-ranked game that you don't look ahead of what's in front of you. NIL, transfer portal. That's why you're losing.
We know he won't do that. Dabo, he made it to the playoffs last year. He's back. He's not going to go to the portal. He's going to recruit. Build from the freshmen up. We know that. Dumb, Dabo, dumb. All right, I'll be honest with you. I got to go to Columbus. We're talking about big name teams. I got to go with Texas. And it's not about the fact that they lost, guys. It's about how they lost. Sarkisian did not have a plan for this defense for Ohio State. Didn't have a plan. And Archie Manning just made some bad throws, some bad decisions. They only lost by a touchdown, and it feels like they lost by 20 or 25. They just didn't play good at all. So I got to go with Texas, the preseason number 1. I'm assuming they'll stay in the top 10. I haven't even seen the new rankings, if they're even out yet. Anybody? Are they out yet? Anybody?
No, they'll probably be out Tuesday because of tonight's game.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, so tomorrow we'll take a look at those rankings. But I think Texas probably will be between 5 and 10 now. Would you guys agree? Probably not outside the top 10.
No, not outside the top 10.
No, I didn't think so. All right, gentlemen, well freaking done. All right, on week 1 of the NFL season, I want to have 5 winning days. We have one very simple model here at the show. It is win more than we lose. We keep it simple, not complicated. It's time to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less. 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. DG, big boy, start us off.
Let's start off with Spencer Strider for the Braves. We're going to go under the 5.5 strikeouts. It's at plus 116. He's been under this in 4 of the last 5 games. He isn't the same pitcher he used to be. And then that game tonight, TCU versus North Carolina. We're going to go in the first half on under that 28.5. It's at minus 130. I think this is going to be an early on kind of a schemes game. And if anybody is good at scheming, I think it's Bill Belichick.
I agree. I'm really fascinated to see Belichick on a college sideline. Mikey P, you're up.
I'm also fascinated to see Bill Belichick. That's why I'm taking UNC plus 3.5 minus 108. The Tar Heels are 49-23 in regular season home openers. With that being said, also give me TCU quarterback Josh Hoover over 290 passing yards, a number he hit in 6 games last season at a minus 118.
Boom and boom. 2 more check marks. Raphael, talk to me.
Give me TCU first quarter under 12.5. Grab everything under now because it's dropping. It's 54.5 for the game and 27.5 for the first half. So grab everything under in this TCU game. And then in baseball, give me the Reds first 5 minus a half plus 105. We're fading our boy Chris Bassett. That's it.
Fade CB. Shout out to our Chris Bassett. Hopefully you're doing well. All right, Big Chuck, you're up.
No day soccer, day baseball. Tigers and the Mets, and with 8 of New York's last 11 games going over the total and 13 of Detroit's past 18 games going, cash into the over versus National League teams. I'll go ahead and back the over 8 in Detroit today.
All right, and Marquee Model, our JTS play of the day
is LA Sparks Azura Stevens to get 6 or more rebounds tonight. Look, when she plays Seattle, she goes off. She's averaging almost 10 boards a game when she faces the Storm. We're going to pair that with Toronto Blue Jay Bo Bichette to get at least 1 hit today. He has been a hitting machine, over in 14 of his last 15, and when he's on the road, 12 of his last 13 road games. Put them both together for a plus 109. Just a Stat Sports play of the day.
And if you were wondering, there is the QR code. Scan it. Use our code NFL100. You'll get the first 30 days for a single solitary $1. 7 upset projections in college football in week 0 and week 1 over at JTS. They hit 6 and 1, 85%. Go get it in your back pocket. Make me smarter, Raphael.
The Chicago Cubs have won 7 out of their last 8 home games following a road loss. How do you lose to the Rockies yesterday, Chicago? What are you doing?
What are we doing? By the way, that's going to be a shirt. Our new merch store coming along nicely. A couple of final nuggets here. Luke Donald has filled out his Ryder Cup team. Keegan Bradley did his last week. DG, we have 2 live golfers participating. Bryson DeChambeau for the Americans, and John Rahm will be a part of it. He was chosen at large by Luke Donald. Does that surprise you that live is still a part of the Ryder Cup?
No, and they should be. I can't wait till the band all gets back together, Coach, because I'm just going to say it. Golf is boring right now. I know Schefter is doing his thing, but it's just boring. Bring back everybody. Somebody throw me some money to make it happen. Let's go.
Who did you just say?
Oh, I said Schefter. Yeah, I'm sorry. Scheffler,
Yeah.
Whatever. Tomato. Same guy. It's probably cousins. They're probably cousins.
Schefter and Scheffler?
Yeah.
Cousins? Same guy.
Okay.
Well, very interesting. All right. Anything else, Mikey, you have before you have all day to get ready for your very first Monday night show tonight, the Monday Night Grind?
Yeah, Coach, I need to bury the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This is a team that came in second last year to the Ohio State, and they looked horrible against Miami last night. And the broadcast was praising their new quarterback. He's got so much poise. This is why he's the starter. And then he looked like me on the final drive of the game, just absolutely crapped his pants. Carson Beck looks like a legitimate quarterback. Notre Dame is going to free fall this year.
2 things. He wasn't horrible throughout the night. He was on the last drive. You're right. And college coaches and college players need to understand the clock situation and when it starts and when it runs. They let 35 seconds run off the clock on that final drive, not even realizing the clock was even moving after the intentional grounding. How do these coaches not know this stuff? It drives me insane. It's part of being a head coach. All right. I think that's all we have. Yes? Yes, producer man. Give me that one shot. By the way, if you are a premium member, you're going to get a brand new 5 to 10 minute episode. We do it right after this one. It's called Member Exclusive, where you get even more plays every single weekday. And do not forget, later today, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the Coach and Bro Show on our BTT YouTube page. And then tonight, the very first week, number 1, the Monday Night Grind. TCU and North Carolina. We break down everything college football and then start with Monday Night Football a week from tonight. That's going to do it. Thank you all for getting up on a Labor Day Monday to get your day and week started off right and understand there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire company, damn it, do I love them all. My man, Mikey P, DG, Raphael, Big Chuck, marketing model, and producer man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. Oh, and by the way, my name is the Coach, and this is Coach and Company. Every single weekday, normally on Stadium. We'll be back on Stadium tomorrow, YouTube, and socials. Have a great day. We'll catch you later.